Like all work in this industry, time is money, so time is of the essence. And this is absolutely the case with a television pilot.
Hey guys, it's Chloe, and my senior Zenith project was to create a pre-production package for a television pilot.
I know that for many people, the idea of planning out a film project to the extreme detail can be very overwhelming. However, I happen to enjoy the process, and there's nothing better to me than seeing the results of my hard work in this area. I used the Friends pilot for my Zenith project because it's a classic television show that is well known and has become the standard for sitcoms. I have also not watched Friends, which makes this interesting because I don't know the plot or how the show was filmed, which will give this pre-production package a fresh take.
I had not made a television pre-production package before, so the first thing I needed to do was to do my research. Luckily, I had the opportunity of receiving advice from producers who work in the industry professionally who could help. Based on the producer's initial response, it was clear that the differences in what was required from a television pilot were not actually that different. However, the lack of time and money changes the way the pre-production process plays out, especially in real life.
With a pilot, producers are not only motivated to begin telling a story, but they are also motivated to entice an audience into watching an entire season. So when you debut a pilot, you also need to keep in mind that you are debuting a budget that allows you to create the same quality content. On one hand, you need to go all out for episode 1. On the other hand, you need to remember that the overall budget equals the cost for episode 1 times the total number of episodes. Essentially, you have to find a happy medium between these two needs. Because time is of the essence, how do we make the process more efficient? What are some practical things we can do to help us achieve our goals and create a quality pre-production package? Using a free program like Celtics, which is my personal favorite, or Studio Binder, which is free to us freestylers, we can speed up the process because the services can quickly input information and reduce the tedious labor. However, I actually prefer to use Google or Excel sheets to create my own package because I prefer having the ability to manually control the layout of the information on my screens. I have created a template pre-production package folder divided into 3 main folders: the core team, the on-set crew, and the cast. For the cast, we have a copy of the script, a document for the shooting calendar, and a standard actor agreement document.
Regardless of the fact that we're students, it's so important that we maintain a level of professionalism with our cast.
For the crew, there is a folder for scheduling and responsibilities which contains a shooting calendar and a copy of the main strip board. This is especially important for the screenwriters and pre-production staff's time efficiency. In note-taking, there are 2 main templates for the production team to take notes on, one for the quality of each shot, and one for the location of footage and audio files. This should be handled by the directors and producers, but it's important for everyone showing up to set to have it. If there was one thing I could recommend to other filmmakers is to have someone take notes about the location of files and the quality of files from set. It makes editing go by so much quicker. In other folders, there is a copy of the elements by scene sheets and a copy of the shot list. The person who should be taking notes on set ideally should be a production assistant or script supervisor because the directors and producers will probably be too busy. The central team is where the majority of the documents are located. The elements by scene list can be used by set dressers in the art department and should be available for reference by the directors and producers. In preparation for the shoot, we have a pre-shoot checklist, which is a great place for the directors and producers to list out everything required from the craft table supplies to the camera batteries to the costumes to the props for a shoot.
It sucks to haul everything out and forget something like your SD card, so hopefully the checklist, it helps ensure that this doesn't happen.
Additionally, there is an element by scene flip book, which can be great scene by scene references for everything that is required for a shoot. Each slide breaks down the scene by location, characters, number and kind of extras, set requirements, prop requirements, costumes, and makeup and special effects work, stunts, and more. I know that's a lot. In post-production, we have 2 note-taking templates from the crew folder, as well as a cue sourcing sheet for any kind of music that the editors may use. Location/casting/legal is pretty self-explanatory. If you need to create a contract for the actors to sign, request the use of a location, or alert a community about filming, check out these documents. Artistic Vision contains a mood board, which I use to help put together my ideas for the set, costume, and lighting design based on my research and Google searches. I know, it's not very original, but we were running out of time. The central team, for clarification, would be the producers, the directors, and anyone involved in leading the main parts of the production. Budgeting, especially with a television pilot, is its own beast. Again, time is money and time is of the essence. Each episode's budget must be built out like a feature-length film and then reduced back to fit the practicalities of what you can actually achieve with your budget.
Discover your entire vision and then scale it back, not the other way around. Simplify locations used and characters per episode to reduce the overall payments needed. Find locations that are 90% to 95% pre-built whenever you can. If you have found a location that already looks mostly like what you envisioned, why wouldn't you use it?
Finally, the core documents. The strip board, the shot list, and the elements overall spreadsheet, which is where I recorded, organized, and broke down all the main elements from my line script. After completing my line script, the process of creating a television pilot pre-production package was largely the same as one for a narrative, so I won't go in depth with it. However, there are some slight differences. As for the shot list and guidelines for the cinematography, plan for a 2 to 3 camera setup and establish a wide, and medium shot as well. Add that into each scene's shot list. When recruiting a crew, try to keep the crew small and efficient. The most useful addition would be an extra camera operator. It's totally worth it.
Overall, the main goal is not to have to do overtime or go over budget, and you can help reduce the likelihood of this by having a quality and realistic pre-production package. Additionally, I'd like to remind you to put your cast and crew over profit. So don't cut corners with paid overtime and don't cut corners with them just at all. You need to incorporate cast and crew well-being into your plan in the pre-production package, so you must account for things like a craft table, food, and consider any additional needs. So for example, if you're filming in the snow, provide heat lamps or bare minimum jackets. Make sure that these additional factors are allotted for in your budget and on your packing list every single day. The respect you give to the people you are working with is a major factor in the overall quality of the final product.